Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. I am Old Man 102 with a second to just for Twitch. Let's get you on. I've been working along uh, Beach Row. So I started down here at Walmart and started working my way back. And this is all I've done for like 2 days. Well, I converted the animal dealer from 19, but it's not, triggers are not working yet, and it's not landscaped. I converted the vehicle shop from 19. We got to fix the fencing and reposition it a little bit. I brought the fence company in. It'll be a sell point. And then I started working on, I got Walmart converted and in, but it's not landscaped yet. So I started working here. I'm calling it Beach Road. And I started working my way back towards here. And I had a spot here open. I figured I'll just pull the construction site out of 19. We'll make this a sell point. Continued working down, and I had another opening here. And I figured this is a good spot for the boathouse from, Mary's Beach Bonanza from 19. So we'll make that a sell point. So I'm just working my way back down here towards where we have the sand mine. So I figured we'll get this one in next. So let me go back. Let me see. Where am I on? Am I on grass? What texture am I on? I'm on grass. Let's go back to concrete. And make sure I'm on square. I am. Alright, let's get a driveway in for this garage. And then I believe it has a side door. It does. That should work. Oh, a little bit of a front door. Alright. Let's come out this way a little bit. Alright, that'll work. And then it's going to need a fence. So which fence do we want to use for this one? Which one haven't I used it a little bit? This one will work. Let's grab that section. I will duplicate it. Dutch Toro, and I like some hilly scenery. Not in this map, unfortunately. Well, it has part of a mountain, but I don't do a lot of hills. Is rating with a party of 5. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. The valley part of the map is going to be pretty flat for farming, and then we have some mountain range around 3/4 of the. Let me grab my transform group back. I'll take you on a quick tour. So let me get this fence down where I need it. I'll give him a little bit bigger side yard. Problem is flat is a kind of American boring. Yeah. European has some slopes. Yeah, it does. My players like big, old, flat American maps with big AI-friendly fields, which I don't have any fields in yet other than the starter farm. I've got the main farmhouse and a bunch of sheds. Some placeables, animal pen. All the animal pens are like right in the dead center of the map. That's the home farm. The outside is going to be all productions, mining, and forestry around the outside of the map. This will be Beach Row, which I don't even I have maybe 10% done. We have the sand mine is in. You won't see the building because the building spawns in as a placeable, but we'll have diggable sand. And then I have, let me grab a little bit of speed. I have the monorail running and operating. Again, you won't see the buildings because they spawn in as placeables, but I have the coal mine is in and running, and the ore mine is in and operating. Like I said, the outside the map is going to be all production. Some fields, some forests, but the valley part of the map is going to be all fields. Why not try next feature a Dutch fields with a lot of drainage ditches similar? I was thinking about it, but if I do that, it may be a 16x. This is a 4x. Again, you won't see any of the buildings, but all the main farm is right here, center of the map. A couple starter fields. But I've been working on the beach area for about 2 days. I don't have them completed yet, but the animal dealer will be here. Vehicle shop. Another sell point there. But I wanted to get the beach area on from Walmart down to the sand mine done today is my goal. If I can get that far. But yeah, appreciate all stopping in. Much appreciated. Yeah, I have to get out of here about noon, so I figure I'll jump on for a couple hours. I have my son coming over to help me with a few things around the house that has to get done today. Alright, I can be back far enough, probably. Let's find out. Yeah, I should be back far enough. Alright, we'll go one more section. I'll have to shorten them up a little bit. Well, maybe not. But yeah, I like difficult maps, but also worker friendly. Yeah. That's going to probably line up just about right. Let's flip it this way. Yeah, this will be my third map for 22. Alright, so this guy's going to need a fence post to top it off with. Does it have a post in it? It does not. So we'll grab a post from the fence company. Should have a, let's see. Yep, let me grab this post. That should finish that fence off. And then this side of the road is going to be all businesses. So I still need to, I have McDonald's converted from 19. I have Kentucky Fried Chicken converted from 19. I think I have Dunkin' Donuts converted. So this side here is going to be all retail. Be a bunch of sell points. Alright, let's get it lined up with this one. That looks about right. Maybe add some drainage ditches on this map. Awesome between the fields. We'll see. We'll see. No promises. So that's you probably a no. Let me grab meadow. Harvest ready. Jay Booth, hey old man in chat, how's everybody doing? I am doing well. I only have a little bit of time today. I have my son coming over to help me do part of a floor in the laundry room and get a washer and dryer hooked up. What do I want to grab? Let's grab the oak. So I figured I'll jump on for a short stream while I was working on a little bit of the beach area. I was completely bored out of my mind. Let me grab a willow. Pull a willow down. Why not put regular grass on the lawns? Look more so players can do some hand mowing contracts. This is actually the meadow, and you can actually cut this. Alright, so I made this tree a little bit smaller. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And then let's throw one more willow in the front yard. Those flowers, not many people like. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to mess with changing out the textures. The other grass doesn't look that great when you paint it in my opinion. But let's little test area over here. I've always used the meadow instead of the grass. Just not a fond of this look. Personally, I just like the meadow a little bit better. It looks better for you. Yeah, I guess it's more of a personal opinion. Alright, back to driveways. Jay Booth, did you get a chance to play around with that scripting I sent you? Oh, come on. That's a little bit better. Of course, this guy's going to be right around the telephone pole. Not yet. I'll be playing around with it a bit later. Yeah, this will be the only chance I get a chance to mess around with any kind of modding today. Got to get some work done on the house today when my son is free. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move that telephone pole just a hair. Give them some nice, long, skinny driveways. I don't have the parked cars in yet either. It'll be a project towards the end of the build. But I see where you see where you were going wrong. Yeah, no problem. It has to be set up to get the second trigger to work. It has to be set up exactly like you're setting it up for a silo. Took me a while to figure that out. Come on, give me a little bit more right there. There we go. Alright, that should be good. Like, I got a telephone pole smack dab in the middle of the driveway. Alright, we'll move that. Let's get that pole moved. Alright, so we'll slide it over this way a hair. We'll have to make that wire a little bit longer. That'll work. And then this other one, we got to make the wire a little bit shorter. Oh, you know what? I can live with that. That'll work. Close some of this stuff. I don't have as many transform groups hanging open. Alright, that should be good. Let's get some grass in here. Okay, I'm just go back to the meadow. Oh, harvest ready. There we go. Oh, I gotta get a fence over here. For this guy. Been seeing other modders making buildables not long now before 22 will be like 19. I am trying to get my hands on the scripting for the buildables, but I have been completely unlucky. You know, let's go with the white picket fence this time, well, the white panel fence this time. Duplicate that one. Yeah, I'm trying to get as much of the stuff converted over from 19 that I can for this map. That'll work. And then probably 3 deep. Yeah, it looks about right. Yeah, once I get my hands on the scripting for the buildables, you'll probably see some, or this map may completely change. You know, let's just make sure I'm lined up with that one. Should come back a little bit, but I'll live with it. But I made the buildables in 19 because the players really wanted them and liked them. I was personally never a big fan of the buildables, especially in single player. That'll work. Let's grab one of these guys. Matter of fact, I'm going to leave him in this corner next to the other one. Let's grab this one. Maybe I'll do two of this one. And then where's that bushy one at? Yeah, this guy. I like to learn how to bring them from 19, but I don't want to use other modders things. It's actually not that hard. The biggest thing is getting all the textures out of the FS19 base map. Once you have all the textures, you need all the textures, all the shaders, and all of the shared stuff. Once you have that, it's super easy. Matter of fact, I'll convert something over. Here, I'll show you. It's really not that bad. Let me get a little bit more grass along here. Alright, and then let's fill a couple of smaller trees in along there. Let's grab... Let me get this little guy for the end. Yeah, that'll work. And I want to grab one of my birch trees. Right there. Bring a couple birch trees in. And then where did I leave off with my last fire hydrant? This guy. I've been spacing these guys apart about every other, like 2 telephone pole spaces between them. So not this one. It'll go down to the next one. So somewhere in here. Let me do a save. Yeah, let's convert something over. It's not that hard. It's time consuming to get all the textures. So what? And I don't do it in the map. I do it on my desktop. So I made an FS19 conversion folder. I pull this out of FS19. Ignore this. That's my common files folder from 19. Pull the FS17 support out of the base game, FS19. Pull the shaders file, pull the shared file, and then pull the textures file. But inside the textures file, you're going to have the American, the animals. It's going to have the European, the fences. It's going to have a bunch of stuff inside of it. Leave it. Because you're not going to use everything, but when you convert it from here and then export it out of here and import it into the map, it'll only pull what files it needs out of this folder. So let's go into... let's go back into the Hidden Lake map. I'll make sure you open it up. If you're going into FS19, you got to go back to the FS19 version of the editor. I'm using 8.22. Some things you can't convert. Some of the old, you can't convert any of the lights over. They all throw an error, so I just delete them. Some of the rocks throw an error, and some of the plants throw an error. Alright, so this is, let's grab, you know what I want? I want the castle anyway, so let's convert the castle over. We're going to pull this whole, what I'm calling the whole mountain castle area. And now I'm going to want some of the decorations with it. So we'll probably grab that transform group. And I'll probably grab this transform group. Oh, and probably that one. So I'll probably grab those three. So let's go, let's go File, Export Selection with Files. I'm going to go to my desktop, FS19 Conversion. And I'm going to call this one, I'm just going to go MTN for mountain. I'm going to go mountain castle. I'm going to save that. I'm going to grab the decor. Now I'm going to have to take the lights out of there if there's any lights in it. Yeah, so just delete your lights out. And I'm not going to save this, so I'm going to delete them out. But make sure when you exit this map, don't save it. So I'm going to take those out. That should be fine. Let's close that. I'm going to go, this is the mountain decor, so I'm going to go File, Export Selection. I'm going to go MTN Decor. Save that one, and then it's yes and yes. And then I'm gonna grab these as well, just in case I need it. I'll have it. Just make sure this one doesn't have any street lights in it. It does. Let me get rid of the light poles. Some of the trash cans have been throwing errors, so I've been taking those out like one at a time once I see what the error is. Let's go File, Export, and I'm going to go Castle Decor. Save that. And I'm going to close out of here without making any changes to it, so I don't mess up my map. Now in the 19 file, let's grab the first one. Let's just do the castle decor first. So open it up with Notepad++. There's one common files folder that we're going to have to convert. But anything to here that says $data maps textures, these are the ones that I've brought over from the FS19 base game map. So right here, it's my textures folder. It has all of the 19 textures in it. So you want to get rid of the $data maps textures. I do a search and replace. I replace it with just path of textures. And then I have my shaders. I have it in a separate folder, so I just go shaders. I'll save that. And then we got to grab the paint white out of the common files folder. Sometimes it puts it on the desktop and sometimes it doesn't. So which one do I need? I need paint white diffuse. Sometimes it's in here, sometimes it's not. Common files textures, paint white diffuse. Common files, no texture. So what I got to do is go back into here. Go back into my common files folder. I need textures, and then it was paint white diffuse. Paint white diffuse. Let's copy that into, I'm going to put it straight into textures. Throw it down here. Oh, it's already in there. So let's compare. Make sure they're both the same. They are. So it's already in there. And then we'll change this back to just textures. So make sure all your pathing is correct and then save it. I'm going to close it. So when we go to Castle Decor, let's go back to my FS19 folder. My conversion folder. Oh, that is my FS19 mods folder. I want my FS19 conversion folder. Oh, that's the one I wanted to paint white in. Hold on, I might have put it in the wrong one. Let me try that again. Hidden Lake, Common Files, Textures. Oh, is it already in here? Let me just double check. Element, oh, paint white diffuse, it's already in there. So when I go back to this, now I can go to Castle Decor, open it up this time with the new version of the editor. And then fix any errors that you see in the bottom. So it looks like we have no errors at all. Don't worry about this warning for the old shapefiles format. It's irrelevant. It doesn't throw any warnings or errors in the game. And then I'll just take a quick look at it to make sure it looks good before I import it into the map. So I'll come up, I'll click off of it, and I'll just make sure none of the textures look messed up. And it's now converted over to 22. So I'm going to go File, Export Selection with Files, Documents, My Games, Farm Sim 22, Florex, Map Build, Maps, Map US, New Buildings. And this one's the Castle Decor. And I'll save that. So that one's now imported into the new map. Alright, next up was the Mountain Castle. So let's open that up with Notepad++. Do the same thing. Get rid of all your $data maps textures. Replace it with just textures. And then I already have the shaders in the new folder from... I already have all my shaders and all my shared in here. So I'm going to save that and close it. So the Mountain Castle, now we open up with the new version of the editor. shouldn't be throwing any errors. All we have is the shapefile format. So this one should be converted as well. Let's take a look at it. I'll just click off of it. I'll just take a look at the textures, make sure the textures don't look messed up. So that one's fine. So let's go Mountain Castle. So File, Export. I'm going to export it into my new map. We'll save that. And we'll close that one. And now we also need to do the mountain decor. I'm going to do the same thing. Let's get rid of this. I could do a replace all, but I like to look at it all the way down to make sure I'm not taking the dollar data maps out of something that I'm not supposed to. Alright, so we already have the shaders. I already have the 22 shaders. And then we need outdoor furniture, diffuse, and outdoor furniture normal. See if I already have them in here. Outdoor furniture diffuse, outdoor furniture normal. They've already been moved over to the new folder. So these just need to come down to textures. And textures. And we'll save that. And we'll close that one. So this one should also now be converted. Yeah, it's really not that hard. It's the first one or two are a pain, because if you get any shader errors, let's say you got an error here saying the building shader is format 4, it needs to be format 5. Just go into your FS22 base game folder, pull the new shader out, replace it in your conversion folder, and then close it and reopen it, and it should be fine. Just every error you get, just pick them off one at a time, and it's mostly updating shaders. So this one's not throwing any errors other than the shapes format, which is fine. And I just want to go over and take a quick peek at it to make sure nothing looks like weird and out of place. Oh, I got more than I bargained for on this one. So this one I'm going to have to be really careful when I import this into the map, because it looks like it has more than I wanted. But that's alright. Let's just take a look at it, make sure that all the textures look fine. Picnic tables look fine, the tents look like they did. We have trash. Sometimes these trash cans will throw an error, but you won't get the error until you put it in the map. I have one error with the boathouse I need to fix. Yeah, I'm going to have to be careful when I import this one, and I've got a lot of floating structures. So this one I'm going to really have to be careful with. But I'm going to go File, Export Selection with Files. I'm going to call it Mountain Decor. And we'll save that one. Now, when I go into the map, so I'm going to close my conversion file. Let's go back into the map. I'm going to close my FS19 folder. So when I go back into the map, here's where I imported them into. The first one was, I got a bunch of these I have to delete. Castle Decor. I always double check myself to make sure it didn't mess the texture pathing up. And then before I import it into a map, I open it one more time to make sure it's no longer throwing errors. They're harder to fix once they're imported into the map. That one's good. So Castle Decor is fine. Mountain Castle, let's check that one. That one looks fine. Open that one up real quick. That one's still fine, not throwing any errors. Let's close that one. And then Mountain Decor was fine. Texture path is good. And it looks like it's not throwing any errors either. So now I bring my map back up. And I'll right up here in this corner, I think I want the castle. Well, I'm just going to bring it in just as a placeholder. I'm not going to set it up. I just want to bring it in and see what it looks like. Let me come up and close some of this stuff I'm not using. Let me close that. Let me close beach for a minute. Let me close trees for a minute. Alright, let's go File, Import. I'm going to bring in the Mountain Castle. Now, it's... my little gizmo's not where the castle itself is, so I'm just going to slide it. Just get it close to where I want it. I may have to turn it and do all that good stuff to it, but at least I'll have it in as a placeholder. And we'll have to do some terraforming and stuff to get it in. Yep, I'm going to spin it. So I'm going to want it to go this way. To 90. And now I'll try and get the height adjusted how I want it. Let's bring that down just a hair. So let's go minus... minus 88. A little bit, let's go 87.9. That's about the height I want it. And then the castle, I'll terraform this mountain to make the castle work. But I want to get it somewhere in here. And this will probably be a sell point. And then I'll put the, probably push it back this way a little bit further. I'm not going to work on getting this terraformed today. I just wanted to get it in the map. So that'll be a future project. Yeah, I do the same thing. I always work the one area at a time until I get it the exact way I want it. And actually, that mountain castle crap, I'm going to have to move it anyway because I didn't put it in a transform group. Let me go. Let's just take a look at it. Let's go edit, cut. I want to put it in my places. Will it pop back into the same spot? Probably. Oh, it did. All right, I got lucky. I really want to finish this beach area today if I can, at least this side. Church I'm going to leave. These industrial buildings are probably going to go, and I'm probably going to pull the sand down a little bit further. I may just slide them over to the opposite side of the road. I don't know if I'll use them or not. But I want to get the basketball court in here to put by the church. And I have it in one of my folders. Yep, the Goldcrest Valley Decoration Pack. I'm going to grab... Let me just look at the textures. Oh, why are they messed up? should be there. Alright, let's go. Let's take these out. And let's go textures. Oop, took the T out. Let me save that. Let's close it. Let's open this up. And then the textures, I don't have any errors, so the textures should be fine. Actually, I like the other one better. I may go into my other map and pull the other basketball court out. Let's go and look at, before I export this one out. That's the one out of the Goldcrest Valley map. I'm going to go into, let me go back to my FS19 folder for a minute. Documents, my games, Farm Sim 19. I actually want to go into the Valley map. Do I have a Valley unzipped? I don't have my Hidden Lakes is unzipped. I don't have my Valley map unzipped. Crap. Homestead, Hollow, Hidden Lake. That's Ritchieville. I think may have it. I may have moved it off of into my external. You're the islands map. You're the prairie map. You are the valley map. Let's open up the valley map with the FS19 GE. I think I have a little bit better basketball court than that one. I think. I may even pull the soccer fields over. We may do like a basketball and soccer field right there. While this is loading, I'm going to grab a sip of coffee. Yeah, so this map's going to take a little bit longer than I wanted to build because I'm converting everything over. I'm still not sure I'm like the home farms. That may get tore apart and rearranged again. I'm going to turn my 16x script on. And then I have up here, I believe, is where my church is. I may even pull this BGA out and try and get it working compared to the 22 BGA. Where did it end up? I think they're up here. Yeah, soccer field. And I think there's a basketball court up here too. So let's pull the soccer field out. So let's go File, Export Selection of Files. I'm going to go back to my desktop, back to my FS19 conversion. So I'm going to go soccer field. Let's grab that. And then I think I had a basketball. I don't know if it's the same one or not. Yeah, it looks like it's the same one. So I'll grab the one that's already converted. Is there anything else while I am up here that I want to add to the churchyard I'm building down there? I don't think so. Alright, so here's my Valley Common Files folder. Let's go back to the soccer field. Open it up with Notepad++. Oh, so all of my files, all my textures I need are in that Common Files folder. Now, I don't like files with inside a file, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to open up this textures folder. I'm going to open up this textures folder. I'm going to copy them all. So let's. I'm going to copy them into here. I'm going to paste them into here. And if any of them come up duplicate, I'd compare them side by side and make sure they're identical. But they all converted. They all went in there without any issues. So this just gets changed to textures. No shaders to worry about. Oh, I hit close instead of save. I wanted to save it. Let me just double check that. Soccer field. Yep, so it's just textures. Let's open it up with the 22 version of Giants. And we should have, yep, so no errors other than the shapes warning, which is fine. And then this one I can go 0. I can 0 this one out. So I can go 0, 0, 0. And I can bring that. Okay, so that one is not zeroed out either. Oh, yes, kind of, sort of. So there's our soccer field. The green may look a little funky. We'll have to see what it looks like in game. So let's go File, Export, back to Documents, Farm Sim 22, the new map, new buildings, soccer field. Well, save that. So the soccer field's converted over. Let's go back into for the new map, back into Goldcrest Valley decorations. I'm going to grab this basketball court back. As long as it opens up without any errors. And it's fine. Let's go File, Export. Basketball court. And I'm going to close that. I'm going to go into this Goldcrest decorations pack. Is there anything else in here I want? So we want to throw the monument in front of the church. Let's see what the monument looks like. Oh, it's fixed a texture path on here. Oh, we'll save that. This one, the building shader on this one should be fine because somebody else already converted this over. As long as it's not throwing any errors, yeah, we should be good. Yeah, let's throw this monument in front of the church. Let's go File, Export. Alright, so I'm going to close that folder. Let's go back to close FS19. So we brought over the soccer field. Texture path looks fine. Just make sure, open it one more time just to make sure it's not throwing any. You do a sport complex with basketball and baseball. I have the baseball field, I haven't converted it over yet. So we have soccer field, should be fine. And let's look at the monument, make sure it's fine. It looks fine, texture path. Now once I import all these in the map, I usually come back out and delete all these i3D, so I don't need them in the map file folder anymore. And then this one looks fine as well. So I know I don't want these buildings here. Let me delete that, because I have plenty of them I can replicate. Let me delete this one. Let me delete this one. I don't want to delete these buildings out yet because I may repurpose them, so I'm just going to slide them over here to that side of the road. This one can come over. Water tank can go over. Factory building can go over. Now it should leave one more water tank. Oh, I don't know what that was I just moved. Let's put that back. Let's try this again. There we go. So that'll stay over there. Again, I may repurpose those. Let's get rid of one for now. I can duplicate it back. And let's see how we're going to do parking for the church. I may push the church back a little bit further off the road and just put parking in front of it. Oop, I didn't grab the whole church. I need the whole transform group, old man. And we may spin this around this way, actually. And I'll probably put the parking on this side. So I could probably bring it out to the road a little bit further. Let's get it even line up with those houses. Alright. That is, let me come up here. Alright, let me close that for now. Let's go File, Imports, bring the soccer field in. Well, basketball court's right there. Let's bring the basketball court in. And now let's go File, Imports, bring the soccer field in. And alright, so it's a little bit bigger than I expected, but that's alright. Let me turn my camera around. It's going to have to come up a little bit. I believe, yeah. So let's adjust this. Let's go 88.1. Let's go 88.04. That'll work. As long as it doesn't flicker, now it should be fine. Which way's the scoreboard facing? The other way, so I'm going to spin this around. Do I want... That'll work. Just get it lined up with the basketball court a little bit. So they're pretty even. So what I'll do is we'll grab this guy and we'll put a couple of them in front of the soccer field. Let's bring one down by the church. So we'll have some parking for the church. We'll have a little bit of parking by the soccer field. Let's just put like 2 towards the center. That'll work. And now we got to get some texture painting done. Squad CS, good morning. How was your long, busy week? It was another week from hell, but it's already, the weekend's going quicker than the week went. So it'll be back to work at 5 a.m. before I know it. Am I still on my concrete texture? I am. Do we want to do anything other than concrete under here? What do we have? Gravel dirt, gravel dust. Let's see what the gravel dirt looks like. You know what, that may work. I know, but at least this week I'm not scheduled for mandatory Saturday. This coming week, so it's going to be 5 9-day weeks, or 5 9-hour days. So I'm hoping it's not too bad. So let's get a parking lot for the church. I got to put streetlights in through here as well. But thanks for asking. How was your weekend? Or how's your weekend going? Let's leave room for a driveway coming in. Parked cars will be a project for another day. Of course, this is going to end up being right where the telephone pole is. Of course it is. Pretty normal week. And we have the fire hydrant I can move. Let's move the fire hydrant down just a little bit. Let's get him on that side of the pole. That's fine. And then this guy will probably snake over this way a little bit. Let's bring him in. Can we come straight in? We might be able to come straight in. We'll bring him out a little bit. That'll work. Come on, give me that little bit right there. And then let's just bring this corner out a little bit. Something like that. Let's get... Alright, we have our door over here. So let's go like that. Let's get ourselves a little walkway around the basketball court. Not that wide. That's alright. I think I could take this guy and sort of come over this way. And then we're going to need... I'll hook him up down here in a minute. Let's get this guy. Let's take him all the way up under. And then we'll grab yeah, we'll come out along here. Something like that. Let me grab grass for a minute. Oh, wrong grass. Not sure if I like that curved. Let's redo that. Yeah, I think that's going to look a little bit better. Alright, so that's going to be our pathway over. I'm not going to fence this guy in, so we can just get our grass in here now. Pretty normal weekend. Yeah, I spent most of the day off camera converting stuff over from 19 to 22. And then this morning, and then I started decorating Beach Road. Trying to get all of, I want to get like this whole Beach Road area done on the beach side of the road. And then as a placeholder, and I don't have these finished yet, but I converted the animal dealer over from FS19, and it's I still have to put all the triggers in and get the animal dealer working. And then I converted the vehicle shop over from 19. I have to put all the triggers here and get this working yet. And then the fence company I converted over, and this is going to be a sell point. And then from Walmart back is where I've been working. I still have to do from Walmart. So this whole side of the Beach Road has to get done yet. But I started working on this side of Beach Road. We'll go in the game in a little bit and see what it looks like. As soon as I get a couple more things done. And then these, I'm just going to leave in the map. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or not. Alright, let's grab our meadow harvest ready. We should be good here. So now the soccer field, I'm going to have to be careful because I don't have it underpainted. So I'm going to have to carefully just bring the grass up to the edge. And I'm going to want a little bit more grass behind it, I believe. So we have room to put some trees and stuff in there. Let's push this along here. That'll work. And we'll get some grass along here. Alright, now let's get some trees in here. I want one of the nice big ones behind the church. Let's grab this guy first. He's going to sort of live over here on this corner. And then this guy, let's bring this guy back this way. I actually like that one. Let's duplicate him. Let's bring another one over this way. Do I want that bushy one or do I want the other bushy one? This guy. Oh, I missed it. There we go. Let's bring him down. I think that was the same bushy one. That's alright. Let's throw one over here. And then I think I'm going to grab my oak tree. Not the baby one. Where's the bigger oak? Right there. Oh, he may be too big. He's going to be, well, we can always bring him down a little bit. So let's go 0.7. Start with 0.7. That'll work. Just a little bit smaller to fill this space a little bit better. Where can I get a map border from? I can't seem to find one. Find a map that you like and export it out. I converted these mountains over from FS19. So you can find one you like in an FS19 map, or you can find one that you like in an FS22 map. Actually, that looks pretty good with the oaks. Let's put one more oak down here. Fill that space up. And then I want to grab my, where's my birch? Let's grab our birch. Yeah, so grab one, if you don't like any of the FS22 borders, grab one from 19 and convert it. Yeah, it's... If you have any issues converting, just holler at me. I'll see what I can do to help. But it's really not that hard. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was. Alright, that'll work. Let me do another quick, let me do a save. Save and a sip of coffee. Yeah, because I hated the border that was in this map. It's the one in my 4X map. But I actually don't like that border at all. But there wasn't much to pick from in 22. I think I'm going to expand this sand over. So let's take and push this sidewalk back. And we'll probably cross the street there with the sidewalk and put a sidewalk down that side. This side's going to be all businesses. So far I have KFC converted, McDonald's converted, and Dunkin' Donuts converted, but that's as far as I got. We are going to bring our sand over. And I think I'm going to push the sidewalk back just a little bit further. to about where the edge of that grass is going to be, because the rest of this is going to go to sand. And we're going to bring our sand mine over a little bit further. I'm after a forest border if I can find one. I'm sure you can find one from 19. Now, let's get... I'm going to have to come back and get some of the sand off the... or grass off the sand. Let's just get my texture roughed in. Now, do I want to go up a little bit further? Yeah, let's push it in a little bit further. And then we'll come back and I'll erase the grass. We have our construction site. Construction site's going to be a sell point. I want to take this sand all the way down to Walmart, behind all these houses. And as soon as I hear from my son, I'm going to have to get out of here. I'm waiting for him to come over to help me. We're going to put the floor down in the laundry room, and he's going to help me hook up. I found a used but better washer and dryer than I have. So we're going to try and get those hooked up. As soon as my granddaughter goes down for a nap around noon, he's going to come over. So let's take this right up to Walmart. Alright, now we're going to go... let's go back to Meadow Harvest Ready, limit to grass. And we should be able to get the rest of our grass back in. We may have to erase some here and there. But I can pull it back. To the sand. We're going to have to erase some over here. Alright, so let's take grass off for a second. Actually, let's change that to sand. And let's come back up here. We should be on subtract It is on subtract. That should take it just off of our sand. And we have to change it back to grass to put it back in. So it only paints it on the grass texture. Now let's come back over here. Let's go back to sand. So erase it off the sand. Over here. So erase it off the sand. There we go. And that should be good. Let me do another quick save. Now I'm going to have to tear my notebook apart, and I've got to grab my, I don't have to tear it apart, I got to flip it over from my mod. So I worked on factories all day yesterday, placeables. So let me flip the page back to my new map. So I can get the bits for sand. Alright, so there's one other thing I want to do before we put more sand in. Let me close that. Close all the ones I don't need open. Let's close that. Alright. Let's go File, Import. I should have beach decor, I thought. Beach pier. Mountain decor. Oh, did I not bring it in? Beach pier, beach row. I may not have brought it in. We may have to go to the other map and export it out. Let me minimize the map a minute. Where's my beach stuff? Beach row should just be my houses. Beach pier. We already brought the pier. Let me open this up. I may not have grabbed the decor I wanted. Yeah, so this guy's going to be just the pier. That I already have. Let me take a quick peek at beach row. Do you have two? You don't. So you're going to be what I already have in the map. You're all my houses. I don't think I brought the beach decor over. We may have to go into the Ritchieville map for a minute. Bridge, castle, farm, fence. Mary's, monorail. Oh, I forgot to put the monument at the church. Castle, castle, castle. Power pole, rocks. Railroad crossing. Walmart, waterfall, waterplane, I may have forgot to convert it. Or I converted it and I didn't bring it into the map. Let me take a look at my conversion file. Beach decor. I think that's the one I want. Let's see if I converted it. I did. Let's see if it's throwing any errors. I converted it, I just didn't import it into the map. I think this is the one I want. This should be all like the sand beach, volleyball nets, and chairs, and surfboards, and all that kind of good stuff. We're probably gonna. After I import this in, I'm probably gonna have to rearrange it a bit. Let's just see. Is it what I want? the little beach huts it is, the umbrellas. Yes, it is. Alright, so let's go File, Export Selection. It's in my map folder, so beach, decor. Let's import that in, because it's not throwing any errors, so this is clean. So let's go back to my map file. I should now have beach decor. All the textures look fine. Make sure it's not throwing any errors. I gotta fix one thing with Mary's. Mary's is throwing one error. We're gonna have to go back and find it and figure out what it is. Alright, so that should be fine. So if I pull this up, if I go back to where I imported Mary's in, the Fruit Basket 2 doesn't have all its required vertexes from, so we have to find Fruit Basket 2 inside of Mary's and delete it, because that error won't go away. It won't convert from 19 to 22 for some reason. So before I forget about it, let's go down and hunt through Mary's and see if we can't get rid of Fruit Basket 2, if we can find it. Oh, passed it right off. Alright, inside of this mess, I gotta find a Fruit Basket 2 somewhere in this mess. Alright, so it's not going to be in that one. It's not going to be in that one. If I can't find it, I'll mess around with it off camera. So it may be like inside of another transform group, so I'll have to go through and open every single one up to try and find it. Cardboard boxes. We have our boats and our rowboats and our front parking. Yeah, so I'm going to have to open up every little transform group to try and find it. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. And that error didn't pop up until I imported it into the map. Could be inside of one of the flower pots. So I'll have to mess with that. So I just got to go in and find, where was that error? This guy, Fruit Basket 2. And it may not even be Mary's. It may be a different building I brought in, but the error didn't pop up until I brought Mary's in. But I'll mess with that off camera. I'll try and find it and delete it. Let's bring our beach stuff in and see what it looks like. So I'll mess with that. I'll figure it out. Alright, let's close. Let's leave places open. Let's close Mary's. Alright, let's go File, Import. Let's bring in Beach Decor. And we'll come back up top. Let's go Edit, Cut. And paste. Oh, it's actually really, really close to where I want it. Let's see. Minus, I think, 12.9 brings it down to where I want it. Oh, no, it's floating a little bit. Let's go minus 13. There we go. That puts it right on the ground. Now, some of it I'm going to have to rearrange, but this is pretty much what I wanted it to look like. Oh, wow. Actually, I want to bring it down a little bit further. And let's bring it in a little bit. I'm not going to mess with it too much other than like some of these blank areas I may fill in with just some sand so you can go dig it out. And then I'll delete what's underneath Walmart. So let's go to this guy. Alright, so this guy, he needs to go. That one's inside of Walmart, so is that one. That one. That one's out there. And that's probably all of them. All of everything that was inside of Walmart. I still have to move Walmart signs. Do I want to spin this whole thing around? No, I think we'll leave it. Nope, that's pretty much how I wanted this to look. Now we can get our sand in, and then jump in game and see what it looks like. Because I'm going to want to grab a little bit of food before my son gets here. Alright, so let's do another quick save. Now, let's go down here to terrain detail height. My sand should be bits 0. Oh, I got to change this. My bits should be 0 and 5. My first height should be 6 and 7, but I want to change this to round. And let's turn that off a second. Alright, let's get some more sand in here. This is the lower level. Now, how far over do I want my sand? We're gonna give you lots of sand to dig. I also changed all of the minerals back to FS19 prices, so you can sell a bunch of the minerals off for your starter cash. Yep, let's work our way down this way. Let's go a little bit wider. Yeah, we'll work our way down. Give you some sand to dig. So if you want to get rich selling off some of your starter coal, iron, sand, whatever, you'll be good to do so because you'll make a little bit more money on it. I can't test it yet because I don't have any sell points in the map. So I can't test any of the pricing. So, but what good is a beach without diggable sand, right? I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of Walmart once I get down there. But I haven't even started that side of the road yet. Alright, so let's go up another level. So let's go to 8 and 9. So add another layer on. Take this layer a little bit slower so I don't overlap a little bit. A little bit smaller. That is going to be a ton of sand. Oh my goodness, excuse me. This can't get rid of this cough for some reason. I got to talk to my doctor. I think I found out that it's a side effect of one of the blood pressure medications I'm on. So I got to talk to her about that. So if, when you first start the map and you want to just buy the beach and sell all the sand off, you can. So let's hook it up with the second layer on this side. All right, and then just over here, let's go up to that last level, which is bit 10, and that'll take us up. Should take us up to this level, and then we can fill all of this in. Not going to take this third level down behind all the houses. I'll hook it back up to this guy. Just fill the center in. Should be our sand. Let me come out here. Let me turn this off. And then do another save. With your greenhouses, have you thought about adding seeds as an input? It, yes and no. Seeds, it was a pain in the butt in 19, trying to keep up with all of the inputs. I got to move one more of these down. Alright, so not by this pole, down by the next pole. So we got to get one about here. And now let me pull another one down. So not by this pole. Down by this pole. Somewhere in there. And let me put one more down on the end. Let's get him into the grass just before it starts going up the hill. Alright, that'll work. Let's go in game and see what this looks like. And now I'm going to get out here and grab myself some food. Well, I can probably go another 20 minutes or so. Let's see what this looks like. And we'll start working on the from Walmart down to the other end. Actually, I would love to get the... You know what we may do? I may get the vehicle shop in and running. I got to move all the triggers. So right now they're spawning in the middle of the home farm. Alright, let's grab an empty slot. I want to look at errors as it loads. Let's grab just the Easy Dev tools. That warning is an easy fix. Oh, I gotta get rid of night illumination. I forgot to take night illumination out of one of my imports. So that has to come out. And then that's traffic blockers, which we don't have the traffic signals in yet, but we should be good. Let's grab a truck. Let's go with a nice lemon yellow today. Yeah, we got to get the vehicle shop in so it's not spawning here in the middle of our starter field. See how Beach Road is starting to look. Alright, so this side of the road is starting to look pretty good. Let me get rid of the F1 menu. And while I'm in here, grab a couple screenshots for the Facebook group. That looks so tropical you wouldn't even know there's a beach behind it. Alright, we have... I want to see if any of these boats are floating. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to adjust some of these boats. Yeah. So the green one on the end is floating. That one's not too bad. Mainly the green one on the end I gotta fix. Alright. How do all of these look? Couple floating things over here. Alright, not too bad. We'll put a sell point behind there. Still got to get the parked cars in. You know what? Let me grab flight mode for a minute. Pedestrian spline, parked cars. Pedestrian spline after we get the other side of the road fixed. I hope I put the collision on these. Alright, I did. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of sand for you to dig. We'll have to break it up into some smaller farmland so they're a little bit reasonable in price. Oh, can we sneak through Walmart? We can. Look at that. Kind of, sort of, a back entrance in. Oh, we got to fix that hump right there. A little bit of a speed bump right there. Got to lower that a little bit. Alright, that actually looks pretty good. Let's get out of here. So, sand is good. Let's go back down to Walmart and start working our way down the other way. No, I want to get the vehicle shop fixed. So that I can call that done. Before I forget, let's see if I can't lower this. Where's the... Oh, they're all the same. Okay, we can lower all of them. Oop, too far. Alright, so it's at... Let's go minus... Oh, 5. Oh, we're going up. I'm going to have to go minus 0.05. 6. That's probably a little bit better. Still sticking up too high. Take my speed down a minute. Yeah, so that's got to come down more. Why is that like... Oh, there we go. Want a little bit, but not a lot. Uh, 0.1, that's better. Oh, these guys are floating too. We can go fix that. Oh, I don't know if I can lower those. I may have to bring this back up and lower the whole thing. So all of Walmart may have to be lowered a bit. Well, that's going to suck. Or I can just bring the land up a little bit. Yeah, I may bring the land up a little bit to match that. I really don't want to mess with lowering Walmart anymore. Or I could take... can I stretch them out a little bit taller and then just pull the whole thing down? Because I think it's going to mess with the roof as well. It will. It's going to mess with all the roofs. I'll mess around with that off camera to get the height perfect. I want to get... Let's get the vehicle shop fixed, which I'm going to have to rebuild some of the fence because I pulled this out of my one of my other maps. Alright, so that guy's going to come out. That guy's coming out. That one's coming out. That one. I'll leave the chain link fence in behind it, I think. But I'm going to bring that other fence around because it looks a lot nicer. Oh, so this section has to come out. And then this section has to come out. The rest I can leave in. So this guy's going to become the corner, wherever he ends up at. So this guy we'll start with. I remember building this fence the first time. It was a pain in the butt. This is before I started putting everything inside transform groups. Actually, that's going to work out pretty well. I'll pull this corner guy in a little bit. And then we'll grab this guy. Take him to 0. Let's pull him forward a little bit. And now I'm going to grab that post. Line them up with this one. Oh, it's going to have to come back a little bit further. That'll work. I'll probably do a side entrance right here. So let me grab, so I'm going to do a side entrance. Let's grab the taller one. For some reason, that fence is not straight. Did I not take it to 0? No, it's at 0. The pillar's at 0. That's at 0. I don't know. It's offset for some reason. Let's do an opening there. So let's work our way back and see where we end up. So we'll start there. Let's grab one of these. And we're going to need the shorter pillar. Yeah, the chain link fence worked on the other map. It just doesn't look right on this map. Some angles, it's hard to see. Just a couple more sections. See what one more looks like. So as long as we have enough room to get the big equipment out. No, he's going to be... So let's do this. Let's get rid of that guy. Let's bring this guy up a little bit. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that guy. Let's bring this taller one over to about here. Alright, so what's the length on this one? So let's go 1.8. We'll make them a little bit longer. That's right, we'll pull them up. We'll pull that one up, pull this one up. And then this one I don't have to make as long. We can go like 1.6. That'll work. So that gets that fixed over to here. I'm going to have to fix this corner because I want to move. I'm going to have to angle that corner. I want to pull this down, square this side up, I think. Because this was the corner on the other map. That was not. And then there's back gate, which I think I'm going to leave that back gate open and put a side road through here. So how do we want to do this? Let's get our flag moved. Let me turn him for a minute. Just square him up for a minute. Let's push him down. And this guy. Let's just square him up for a minute. We'll get him pushed out of the way. So I'll have to come back and square that up. Or I can leave those and put them on both corners. Let's see what that looks like. Let's leave it there. Let's duplicate it. Let's bring it over this way for now. I'll throw one there for now. Let's grab that sign. So I think I'm going to do it in a road coming out on this side as well. So let's pull him over. And we're going to have to lower them a little bit. So if we take, let me pull that guy out for a minute. Let me pull this guy out for a minute. And that one out for a minute. This guy is going to need to go to a 45. And he gets lined up about there. And then this guy will get turned minus 45. The flagpole's like in the bad spot, but it's going to get moved. So we'll put him there. Since this guy's already at a 45, can I get... you know what? I can shorten them up a little bit. Let's use this guy. Actually, let me delete this one. This one's already at a 45. And then this guy will come back. Actually, that works out pretty well. I can just move this guy down a little bit. And Now I can slide this guy down a little bit. Pull this guy down. That should be good. So we can get rid of this guy, this one, and that one. And that gets us our flagpole. I'll put him here in the middle, kind of, sort of. And we'll grab our sign. Get him at a 45. So you need to come down a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, so I have an entrance coming in here, and I think I could push these buildings back a little bit so you don't have to, so there's no room to drive through there. So that can come back. We could put our gas trigger in here, so we'll have a gas fill station. And actually, those can stay where they are. We'll have our repair trigger sort of right here in the center. So we'll put our repair trigger there. Now, how does the fence look on this side? Actually, the fence looks pretty good on this side. Let's pull our electrical box out to the front. Actually, I'm going to stick him over by one of the power poles. We have to put a sidewalk on this side too. Let me put him over on this back corner. Somewhere over here. So I'm not going to have a sidewalk on this side. Alright, that'll work. So we are going to have a sidewalk on this side. Now, what texture did I use? Pathway gravel, I think. Let's try and get that in about the same size. Let me do a quick save. Alright, so let's go back to square. I think it's pathway gravel. I think that's my texture. Yep, it is. Alright. Now I want to leave a little bit of grass so we can have a little bit of grass between the sidewalk. So we can have pedestrians walking along here. So pedestrian spline, but not today. So that'll go straight across. Get him down a little bit further. So I'm going to put a double wide pedestrian spline in here. Alright, that'll work for now. Now let's grab our concrete texture. Oh, let me check that message. Maybe my son on his way. Bear with me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm gonna paint this texture really quick, and I gotta take care of that. And then I don't know if I'll be back on today or not. Depends on how long it takes us to get what I need done. If I can get done early and I can get dinner done, I may come back on after dinner for a little while, but no guarantees. To fix that little concrete area that's stuck out a little bit. Let's take this straight across. Now, is there going to be enough room here to get a wide implement out? I got to slide this building back a little bit further. Can we get a wide plow through there? I may have to make that a little bit wider. But then that'll go out to the road. And then this guy, this will come straight back. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to get the triggers working before I have to get out of here. Let me back that out. I don't want that back quite that far. Make sure we're painted underneath that building. So let me paint underneath here. Let me make sure this guy's underpainted. And then we'll finish this mess either tonight or next time I stream. I'm going to do a quick save. While that's saving, I'm going to throw you all on ending soon. I got to get out of here. Appreciate everybody stopping in. Hope you have a great end of your weekend. I do not know if I'll be back on tonight or not, because we have a couple hours worth of work to do. Let me save this and close it. But appreciate everybody stopping in. Hope you have a great night. Jade Booth, no worries. Hope you have a good one too. I'll definitely be back on next weekend, but I know I won't have any time during the week to stream.